I was just lost in thought, that's all. What? You think I'm lying? My goodness, it must have looked like I'm terribly sad to you.
Now they can hear us.
Oh, and you opened with it was very loud on the decibels there.
Oh yeah, I think oh my god, we're coming in so loud. We are coming in super loud.
It's not super loud. Look,
if we're in the red, that's pretty loud.
Yeah.
The red is like where you want to be ending, maybe. Hey.
Oh, see that if I'm talking naturally and we're hitting red, that's pretty bad.
But okay, I think here.
Okay. This is what we're gonna do.
Seems like a good audio. Cool. Everything sounded right. Everybody good.
Looks good to me.
Cool. Then I think we're good.
Awesome.
Konichi, what's up, my weird brothers and sisters? We sisters. That is. See, it's like Pegasisters.
Oh, okay.
Like and bronies. No one ever called themselves Pegasisters. Actually, I wouldn't know that. I was not.
No, they called themselves bronies. Like it was a thing.
Yeah,
are we referring to them in past tense because the series is over?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. No. Oh, yeah. No. Bronies. Yeah. All bronies. They turned back into normal people after the series ended. Yeah.
You say that, but Jesse just left a Scotland BronyCon.
That is amazing. That's so good.
Where he apparently got to sing on stage and stuff. So good for him.
Awesome.
He was did like a musical performance. Good for him.
Was he there ripping the DJ pony?
As far as I know, I'm assuming
that's usually why he gets invited to BronyCons.
I know very little about the brony sphere.
So
we're here to talk about the end of My Little Pony, the finale.
Oh, okay. Well,
we're a bit late, I think.
Was Spike the Dragon present? That's a character whose name I know.
Spike died. He sacrificed himself for the cause of.
Truly, the real friendship was the friendship we made along the way.
Yes.
That's the real magic.
So, My Hero Academia, Season 4, Episode 4. In this episode, we pick up a little bit before we actually left off last episode.
Yes. Yeah. It showed us a longer version of the scene they showed us at the end of the previous episode where it's like, okay, so did they just not want to make a preview?
Which also totally reframes a lot of this for me because when we first saw it, it's just we see Eri run into Deku.
It just sort of happens.
Yeah, and we see her bump into Deku alone. Mirio being there completely changes how I feel about that whole event. Because if it's just Deku by himself seeing the big bad,
sounds way more dangerous.
Yeah, is way more uncomfortable and scary. Everyone's been talking Mirio up like he's like almost to like everyone thinks he's the real #1 right now. So he is basically a pro hero being there. So him being around suddenly made me a lot less nervous about this whole situation.
The big brother being there really helps.
But that scene is so tense.
It's still scary.
Yeah,
it's good.
Yeah, because it's so interesting when you're watching these things. You have to remember. Wait, she can see.
I can't remember.
Yakuza
Overhaul.
Man.
Yeah, that dude. Yeah, Overhaul. Oh my god, I'm so glad that they have these English names for Chisaki. Yeah.
Chisaki.
Yeah. Luckily, he has no idea who these two are.
Yeah.
He's like he
doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, he may have seen Deku at some point, but as far as he's concerned, it's like, oh, okay, they're just want to be heroes,
Children.
whatever.
And like Mirio even mentions, he's like, I can't. Because he later on does ask, like, who do you guys work for? It's like, we can't let him know about Sir and have any idea that there's any connection to him whatsoever. We can't put Nighteye on his radar at all.
He's like, it'd be real pompous of us to say we're with an agency. We're students.
Yeah, we're just kids. Yeah. We don't work with
We got to go, by the way, bye.
Yep.
We're going to leave.
We just got an internship, and speaking of that internship, we should go. And Deku...
Well, Aries immediately like, please don't leave me.
Yeah.
And a little 6-year-old girl saying, "Oh God, please don't go. Don't leave me with this man." That's cause for like major concern.
Yeah, that scene, and I think Deku brings it up, and he's like, "It would be more suspicious for us to leave after hearing something like that."
And also he doesn't want to.
yeah, that'd be way worse. But like Mirio's like, we can't have him think that we're onto him or anything. He's like, no, it would be so much more messed up for a hero to walk away from a little girl saying, "Please don't leave me with this scary man."
And also, he probably cannot bring himself to do it.
Yeah, yes. But we also get the reveal here that, or at least assuming he's telling the truth, that Eri is Overhaul's daughter.
Yeah. Yeah, that is what he says.
Immediately blowing up my prediction from last week of me saying this is going to be whoever is in charge of the whole operation or whatever, their daughter, because I think we were told that Overhaul is second in command or something. He is not quite the top dog of the whole Yakuza.
Right.
Yeah. I do want to talk a little bit more about the actual scene though, where they're talking with Overhaul. So this is one thing that the series.
It gets a little windy.
The winds are very
Yep.
strong at the moment.
Yes, it is. There was a temperature drop of literally 30 degrees today, from 64 to 36. Anyway,
Yeah, the walk
so
here was pretty rough.
yeah. So the character acting in the scene, and that's in terms of that's an animation term for when characters move and do certain things to kind of like. A lot of anime can be very cheap. Characters don't move around a lot when they talk.
Stiff.
But here, you just see a lot of great suggestions and hand movement and body language from these characters.
Mirio was super animated anytime
Yeah.
we got to him.
Yeah.
He was like, we gotta go. We gotta get out of here.
He's putting on his charm, right?
Yeah.
Which I think helps to sell two things. One, his urgency to get out of there, and two, his overall very extroverted nature. You just see that coming out in this moment where he's like, oh yeah, gotta act natural, keep moving, don't act nervous, because if he picks up on the fact that we're nervous about him, it could go very poorly.
It reveals that we know who he is.
Yeah. And there's something great about Midoriya getting all grabbing her and just, you see this look in his eyes like, you motherfucker, you're doing something and I'm not letting her go.
I know something's up here.
Oh, the expression, the faces that Midoriya makes during that scene are so visceral, and I love them.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
I mean, he mirrors how the audience feels, I think.
and so they go down a dark alley together.
Yeah.
Because Overhaul's like, look, can we not talk about this in public? Let's go talk about it in this dark alley.
Our family
Yeah.
has a little bit of drama. We should come back here and talk about this. And it's like, okay, we know exactly what he's bringing him back there to do. But the conversation heads that way. They're still kind of being, sort of just cheery, like, hey, sorry to bring you into this. It's so weird. I really hate for things to get too bad. And starts adjusting his glove, and Eri immediately jumps out of Deku's hands, runs back over. A clear sign that she doesn't want this to go the direction that he's clearly leading it, and is willing to stop running away and stop throwing her tantrum, as he was calling it.
Yeah, and I'm willing to say that Deku and Mirio would have died if she hadn't done that.
I have no idea Overhaul's battle prowess, let's say, but
all he has to do is touch you.
But
So-
but his power seems horrifying. So
Yeah, the important thing here is that Overhaul, they don't know Overhaul's power. And when, in a closed area like that, Mirio might have been okay.
yeah,
Midoriya.
because he can do a turn on his phasing
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, he
Mirio-
probably wouldn't even let Overhaul touch him.
Yeah.
Midoriya, on the other hand, could be a different story. So that's why that scene when he grabs at his gloves, it's like, oh shit.
This
I mean,
is gonna get
luckily,
bad
I
real
think
fast.
they're both really smart fighters, so they might have at least gotten away without dying, maybe. But
Maybe.
it wouldn't have gone well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's go ahead.
I was actually going to take things back a little bit. One of the first things we hear is Mirio tells Deku his hero name, because he's like, hey, if we're going to be working together, we should probably know what our call signs are for each other. He goes, I'm Deku. He's like, Dek, that's weird. All right, whatever. I'm Million, or Vermillion or something.
Lemillion.
Lemillion.
Okay. He's like, I'm Lemillion for the million people I'm going to save. And then I feel like almost setting up, again, what I'm pretty sure this arc is going to be about. Just goes, you can't save everyone, but this is for the million people who I know I can save. I'm like, all right, I guess that's a good way of looking at it. Also makes his name being Mirio, Million.
Yeah.
Seems like a real...
Mirion.
Yeah. Like, it's a very easy kind of slip into that. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. It's
Anyway, back to where we were.
And it also, for me, it also underlined how, I guess... Deku doesn't have a name that self-aggrandizes at all. In fact, it does the opposite. And I think that might be important to, I'm not spoiling the manga. This is me actually speculating on the future of the series.
Yeah.
But I think that might be important for Deku as a character, is him actually having a name that doesn't self-aggrandize.
A
He's
humble name.
like the guy, he actually is there for everybody sort of thing. Because they've
It's
already
not about
established in the series so far that the people at the bottom rung of society, they get shit on, and a lot of these villains, that's exactly who they are.
Yeah.
They're people who are on the outskirts of society, and Deku might end up being a hero for all of those people, not just the
This
people
is how
who
he
pay.
becomes the greatest hero.
Yeah, exactly, because they keep establishing how messed up this superhero society is, and how, frankly, all he really does is keep the peace, and he keeps perpetuating that messed up society, even though he's trying to do the right thing, and maybe Deku will do things differently.
Maybe. Anyway, back to the episode, though.
Yeah.
Before
Yeah,
we
no,
go speculating into space.
Yeah.
So they're in the alley. Eri comes back. Seems like things have mostly dissolved at this point. Overhaul's like, well, anyway, we're gonna go. Good things. Good that things didn't have to get too bad there. See you later. Catch you around. And the heroes go back to work and immediately tell Nighteye everything that happened.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, that's my fault. I should have looked at your future before you went on your walk. We could have, done something about that.
Guess we could have known.
Yeah, it is kind of interesting. It's like, I wonder. Yeah, it would be interesting. Like every time his heroes go out, hold on, give me a
I'm
second.
gonna do a quick check on you. All right, in an hour you come back with ice cream. Yeah, everything's gonna be fine.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a
imagine
boring
for-
patrol, but we need you out there anyway.
Oh wait, no, it's
imagine for
morning
normal-
ice cream. Oh no.
Yeah, I imagine for normal patrols he doesn't really do that, but this one is a little more serious, and he's like, you know what? I should have done that.
Yeah.
It's my bad.
Yeah, we don't get too much time on like in that scene. After that, it's I think it's Midoriya back at school, isn't it?
Yeah, we basically jump back
Yeah.
to school with, and it's really dark, I think, where he kind of comes back to the classroom and everyone's kind of just going like, oh man, did you hear so-and-so got to do their like work program? Oh, that's so cool. Everyone's like kind of in a good mood.
Meanwhile, Deku has like PTSD.
Yeah, Deku.
Yeah.
Or Bakugo screams like, I don't want to hear about you getting better. And like for a second, Deku's like happy and like back and like, that's right, I'm just a student. Everything's, and then like immediately flashes of Aries' terrified face. He's like, God, what have I done? I let her go with
Like,
him.
I feel like a real piece of shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I had to do that, and like I think that's really good. How we're starting to set up like this isn't kid shit anymore. like
this is actually about helping people.
Yeah, like this like he had to let someone go in service of a bigger goal, but he has no idea what is happening to Eri. For all
Yeah.
he knows, she is dead now because of his actions.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's like this really scary, like kind of frames everything differently all of a sudden, and I really like that.
Yeah, this little girl asking for help with bandages on her arms.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that they're like, it's this weird thing of we have to press him because that's the thing heroes do. But if we set him up that we know who he is, then this whole thing goes to shit.
Yeah.
And it's like,
You can't show too much of your hand yet. You
Yeah.
have to let this play out in a way that it would naturally.
yeah, and it's
really scary.
It's kind of funny. It's sort of a good thing that Overhaul gives that hint. Otherwise, they could have died.
Yeah.
And also, I want to go back real quick and just say Overhaul makes a good point of just like good intentions alone can't save someone. You have to actually be smart about this, or you're just going to die and not save anybody.
Yeah.
Overhaul or
Sorry,
Nighteye.
sorry, Nighteye. Not
yeah,
Overhaul.
yeah.
All these names.
There's a lot of them.
But yeah, Nighteye like made a very good point there. It's like, yeah, I mean, it's true. You can be, as heroic as you want and have all your ideals, but if you do something stupid and die, can't save anybody anymore.
Suddenly you're a victim, and all of the people you were trying to save are still in danger.
Yeah.
And if he was captured, it'd be even worse because then, like, I know that sounds bad. It's like, yeah, if he's alive, it's worse. But it would be something to hold over the other heroes'
now
heads.
it's a bargaining chip, or
Yeah.
even intelligence. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
all sorts of things fall into problems if you get caught. We also, I don't know if this is now, but we cut back to Overhaul taking Eri back to, I'm guessing, their base or their headquarters
Yeah.
or whatever. And the poor guy who's like, I took my eyes off her for a second, boss. I don't know what, and just deletes him.
Yeah, he just touches his face and is like,
Yeah.
Yep.
So clean that
That's
up.
the perfect sound. Just
So we see that Overhaul is not one to mince words with his employee reviews, let's say.
yeah,
Yeah.
He's like, all right, clean that up. And also he said the teen kids these days, they're even more sick than ever. They got hero sickness.
Yeah. They
Yep.
all- which I actually forgot to mention this when they were talking with Overhaul earlier. Like Mirio very quickly goes, "Oh man, that mask! You must work with the guys. You're really famous." Like that's like. I don't think about that. How he's basically going, "Wow, you're part of organized crime. That's cool." Like not at all any sort of like saying anything about it. And Overhaul's response is just like, "Yeah, it keeps out the filth." And I really like the idea of him thinking of wanting to be a hero is a disease.
Yeah.
The desire to be a hero is the sickness that everyone is suffering from.
Yeah,
And
it's an extension of like every other villain so far, right?
Yeah. But just like his very visceral, I don't want to get your hero germs on me. I'm liking this take.
And I will say, like, that's one of the things My Hero has going for it is that, like, it's very thematically consistent. Like,
Yeah.
every single story is about how people see being a hero,
yeah.
without exception.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting. It keeps things really focused for the show.
Yeah.
But yeah,
What
yeah,
heroism means to different people is literally like it's My Hero Academia.
that's what the show's about.
Yeah, and seeing that you get the actual school setting for a lot of the kids, but for the adults, you get to see how it shaped their lives, their ideals, their philosophies,
Their identity.
yeah, their very identities and the way that they impact the world. And that's Overhaul is a great introduction after Stain and the League of Villains.
Yeah.
And the way this plays out is going to get more and more interesting.
Yeah, and yeah, so and like the last bit we get of the Ares is her sort of like, I guess oddly enough, if you've seen how he treats the other people, he doesn't do anything to Eri. He doesn't do anything to harm her.
He says
he's
that
very
she is-
gentle with her physically.
And he also says that she is very important to his plan,
Yes.
whatever that is, and like has her being sat down in a very weird, specific-looking chair.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming something with her quirk or something is very important to whatever he's
Right.
concocting at the moment. And we hear that he gets a call from Shigaraki, who wants to maybe make a deal depending on the conditions. But we really don't get much more on that until way later. But cutting back to school, Deku is now like, I need to know why All Might didn't tell me any of this stuff about Nighteye and about Mirio being the one who was supposed to inherit all these power. I need to go figure that out. And he is out jogging and doing a little run.
And so Deku screams and runs at him.
By the way, I just want to point out that I think poor Toshinori tries to take off 5 times and Midori keeps stopping him. That's apropos of nothing. I just love the fact that he keeps trying to go, oh my god,
Just starts
okay,
running like, "Hey."
get it all out, Midori, get it all out, just get everything out.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, during this segment, Midoriya hunts him down and is like, hey, you need to tell me the truth because I just got blindsided, okay? And he's like, that wasn't all right. And fucking Toshinori's like, I just didn't know if it was my place to tell you. And Deku rightfully says, yes, it was. You should have done that. You should have told me.
Yeah.
This isn't a thing about me being a fanboy anymore and wanting to know about you. I'm your
I
successor.
have to know these things.
Yeah. If I'm gonna take over for you, I need to know what you're leaving behind.
And you know he points out like it's all of it hitting him at once, that's a liability.
Yeah.
It's certainly hurting his classes.
Yeah.
He's suffering in school right now because you aren't raising him right, Toshinori.
He learned it from you.
Yeah. And yeah, so he just goes straight into like, all right, so this is what's up with Nighteye, and goes into a whole story.
So Nighteye said that I'm gonna die,
Yeah.
and I was like, if I die, I die.
I would say these are some like I think a lot of my favorite drawings of All Might.
All Might.
In his All Might.
Oh
form.
God, yes.
I really like how he looks in this scene.
They really upped the ante on the detail in this episode, especially for the flashback hospital scene.
It's such a good point because you don't really notice it at first, but fucking Nighteye calls out and is like, "You're not even smiling right now."
You can't even do it.
Yeah, and it's not that you're not smiling. He can't smile in that moment,
Yeah.
and that's like such a painful thing to think about because the only time in the series we'd seen him not smile was twice at this point.
Yeah.
Once when he shows up to the that battleground simulator, and the second time was when they lost Bakugo. Okay, and third against Overhaul.
Yeah,
but,
against Overhaul.
Yeah, but it is still
All for One.
Or sorry.
Yeah,
I was like, he hasn't fought Overhaul, has he?
So many
Yeah,
names.
yeah.
So many
Yeah,
names.
sorry.
So many names that mean very little. But yeah, they have an argument because Nighta's like, hey, no, you can't keep being a hero. You gotta pass this on. You're gonna die if you keep doing this. And then he touches him and is like, no, for real. I've seen it.
the future.
You're gonna die
You're gonna
a really
die.
gross, gruesome death if you do this by a villain. He doesn't say who.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Keeps the story open.
it's also a very oh god, what was I gonna say about that oh, he makes an exceptionally good point there, and I love the point that he makes of, look, if you die, then it's gonna be so much worse than if you just go out on top, man.
Yeah, if you retire as a hero, everyone's going to remember you as this legend. If a villain kills you, that changes how everyone looks at everything.
Well, and even how it already happened in
Yeah.
the show, we've seen the backlash of just watching All Might sort of dissipate
Fizzle
in
out,
front
yeah.
of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucked things up, and Night Eyes was correct, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, to a certain extent, he was at least right that, hey, like if you again, and obviously, it was good that he, at the very least, kept on fighting. God knows how that would have gone down without him.
Yeah.
But it is still a tremendous moment where they do lose that symbol of peace and hope, and now, God, it's Endeavor's #1 now, right?
He was number 2. So
Yeah.
It's one of those things where it sounds like
I don't
it's
think they've
somewhat
said that yet.
contested, but yeah. And I feel like, real quick before we get more into deeper what All Might was talking about, I feel like Toshinori looks much taller now than he had before. I don't know if he just usually slouches.
I think
But-
when he was jogging, he actually had his back straight,
Yeah, yeah.
which is not normal for
Yeah, which
him
is
in
maybe
that form.
why it looked so odd to me. But like he looked way more like lanky and tall than I feel like normally
he might be getting some confidence in
Yeah.
his normal human.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
maybe that's what it is, but it's just it looked very distinctly different than what we've seen Small Might look like before. 'Cause
Yeah,
I
he's
feel like-
usually
'cause he's
like
just
this.
slouched over
He
in
said
this
he was
tiny
like,
thing.
back straight.
Well, and he has to dress in clothes way bigger than him all the time.
Yeah.
He doesn't anymore. So when he's out in that gear, he's wearing something more form-fitting. So
Okay.
when he stands next
Still
to
with his colors.
yes, in which I like
Rocking the old colors, yeah.
But when he stands next to Deku, it's no longer with these huge baggy clothes that make him look smaller. He's now dressed appropriately.
Okay.
So yeah, he's gonna. It's one of those interesting things about art and perspective. With baggy clothes, they look smaller because they look small for their clothes.
Yeah.
And so even when he was standing next to Deku, he was always taller than Deku, but it always kind of looked like they were maybe the same height.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
But yeah, so that All Might. I was like, we didn't really talk anymore after that, and then with the whole successor thing, and I found you first before Mirio.
Yeah.
He didn't like that either, so we got even further apart.
Which
and-
I kind of like that as like the true cutoff was like, even though Nighteye might have been like pissed about all this stuff about where he was going and what he was doing, it wasn't until he's like, also that guy you had lined up for me to go to and give my powers to, I gave it to this kid who has done nothing and has no power and nobody knows, and just like, what are you why?
yep.
and then when Deku hears all this, he's just like,
That's a lot of pressure, man.
Yeah.
well, and also like All Might's gonna die. That
Yeah.
keeps like he's actually confronting death for the first time. It seems like, because it's not just All Might's gonna die. Like he just at one point just goes death, huh? That's a trip, huh?
It's a real thing that's gonna happen.
And he's like, fuck that.
Yeah.
Somebody did point out the scenery, and I got to bring that up.
How beautiful the
Oh
trees
my!
and stuff
Oh
looked and
God! That whole scene is just—it's at dusk and it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's so fucking pretty.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The backgrounds are usually the thing I don't like about My Hero the most, if I'm perfectly honest.
Oh yeah, no.
Because they're usually very bare bones, and I understand. Trust me, I understand why they are that way. Because making backgrounds sucks.
They're also trying to go for something artistically. They want to kind of have this comic book
booky feel. I feel like it mostly doesn't work, unfortunately.
I got to agree. I
It's
honestly.
not awful, but it makes the show look cheaper than
I
it
feel like
is.
they've been trying to get the comic feel more now with putting like visual onomatopoeia representation and stuff in things a lot more. I think they've been upping that in this season.
I think from a budgetary and like time perspective, the way they chose to do the backgrounds makes a lot of sense, and it's a smart move. Aesthetically, I don't really love it, but that said, every once in a while they still make stuff look nice because they're good at what they do.
Yes.
Yeah, that whole scene is gorgeous. So yeah, we get Deku hearing that. Yeah, he wasn't. He was maybe not the best choice, but he was Toshinori's choice.
Yeah.
Before anybody else, he never even met Mirio, and he still was like, no, this kid.
This was the right call.
Yeah.
And he also seems resolute in that it was the right choice.
Yeah,
like
he doesn't doubt that for a second.
Yeah, he is not at all like, maybe I should have given it to Mirio. Like he is very like
It's not going to stop Deku from doubting it constantly.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you know how he is.
And that kind of leads us to like a real beautiful moment, I think, of where like All Might's like, so far Night-Eye's predictions have never been wrong, but I think we can change this. I think we can work together and we can prove that like.
Yeah, he talks about how well first Deck is like, you have to live, and watch me become the great hero that you want me to be. And he's like, look, man, I thought I was gonna die against Overhaul. You know why I didn't? It's because I was thinking about
All for one.
Yeah, all for one, Overhaul. It's really easy to mix those up.
Yeah.
Similar sounds.
Yeah. All for One. He thought he was going to die when he was fighting All for One, but then he thought about Deku and their journey together.
But
so
you
far.
were there, and I didn't.
Yeah, and he's like, well, fuck that. I'm gonna live for as long as possible, and we're gonna do this together.
Yeah, I really liked. I watched the dub, and I just really liked Sabbath's delivery of like, I won't let them bring me down. I'm like, yeah, like, hell yeah, All Might. You don't need to just sit back and accept that you're gonna die. You're ready to fight this, and that's good.
Also,
I like that.
And he turns on All for One.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He gets beefy. For,
No, One for All.
One for All.
Yeah, yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, One for All. That's the nice one.
Yeah.
That one. Has
One for
that
all.
One, that one has sharing in it.
Yes. And I love the look of like
he can't make his hair stand up in
Yeah.
many ears anymore. It's still drooping like the normal version. That's how he shows that. That's how they show
He's
that
still a mortal man.
Well, and his powers going away. It's like he can't make the full look anymore, which that's good. And also just a little reminder that he is dying, kind of.
Yeah.
And his mortality is definitely there, but he's gonna try anyway.
yeah.
And I thought that was pretty great, like that whole scene.
I liked that quite a bit.
Yeah.
And I mean, other than that, really, I feel like there isn't a whole lot more to this episode. Like we kind of glossed over it, but they do. I don't know if we had heard it specifically mentioned last episode that I believe Sue Uraraka and Kirishima all have work study programs now.
Yeah, they weren't in class.
Yeah, they were absent.
Yeah.
They were known. They had an excuse.
Yeah.
So they are now not so much employed, but they're working. They're getting to do the street. It looks like. And we very briefly in the post-credit scene cut back to. Actually, real quick before we get to that, the credits now mean a lot more to me because we are seeing Eri, and it looks like she had a happy life at some point if the ending stuff is to be believed at all, and it seems like it got yanked away from her. So. Sad story there. I'm sure we're waiting to hear.
Yeah.
But
Feel even worse for this abused child.
Yes. But we cut back to
strap in
to the villain headquarters, or Overhaul's headquarters rather, and Shigaraki is here, and basically they just kind of drop so you're willing to work with us so long as some certain conditions are met, and his eyes narrow, and we get to be continued.
Yeah.
So.
Presumably, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, Shigaraki might be more willing to work with these guys than we thought. I definitely thought that this was going to be I thought the introduction was them going, here's why you're not going to see Shigaraki doing anything with them. He's pissed. But the fact that he's so quickly coming back to talk to him actually has me really excited because I thought we weren't going to see the League hardly at all. I figured this was going to be the Overhaul season.
So what I need is I'm gonna need one of those machines with the Doritos in them, and maybe some of those Oreos.
Your skin looks super smooth, and I'm just thinking, I keep just breaking out in rashes all over, constantly scratching. If you got any moisturizer, the League of Villains could have really used that.
These guys should really get along. They can kill things by touching them. They both got OCD.
And they can't touch. One thing they can never touch is each other. Something I noticed when Overhaul used his powers to blow up his one buddy, looked like he started getting like some specks on his face or something like kind of like happened to his complexion.
Yeah, when he uses his ability, he seems to have like this reaction. It's not the first time we've seen it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel like we saw him kind of look like that earlier, but I wasn't sure what it meant because there was also, and I feel like we didn't really talk about it during the episode, but it looked like there was like a needle or something that someone had shot. Looks like there's some sort of special bullet, that his team looks like they have, because there was definitely something there in that first interaction with the League of Villains.
Oh yeah, they do shoot those little things, don't they?
Yeah. And we haven't had those explained to us yet. I'm sure you guys know what they are. I have no idea.
I mean, we do, but I'd actually forgotten. I actually had forgotten that they shot them in that scene.
Yeah, you see them very briefly. That he like I think Shigaraki avoids it. He's like, that was close, whatever that was. So I have no idea what it does. My guess is incapacitates to some degree, does something, but I wasn't sure if that's what it hit Overhaul when his face got all speckled up the first time we saw him. So now that I know it's just a side effect of him amping up his power, that makes it way scarier about what he was about to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And I guess, did you watch the preview for the next episode?
I did watch the preview for the next episode.
So I'd say real quick, if you don't want to know about the preview, go away.
Yes. Yeah.
Leave.
I would say stop listening for a sec if you're
Stop it.
if you don't want to know about the preview. I'm real excited about what's coming up because Kirishima is a character who I thought is so cool. I love his design. I love his personality.
I really liked this section in the manga.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And it looks like we're about to get some stuff with him specifically, and I
Yeah.
feel like he's one of the characters who we've seen in class who they give enough screen time to that I feel like is going to have a lot of depth to explore, but we have yet to really know anything about him outside of him and Bakugo seem somewhat tight. So I'm really looking forward to figuring out what he's going to be about. And the guy he's working under looks real silly. I have no idea what that dude's power is, but he looks like kind of looks like MODOK to me. Just like a
I
big head
want to
with
say his
little
name to
limbs.
you, but you need to find out for yourself.
Oh, dang it. I was going to say his name.
No, don't like.
Duh!
He needs to hear it in the
Yeah, I
episode.
have no idea what this dude is, what he's about.
The name is amazing.
I love this. I love the character. I love them a lot, and I am so. Man, yeah.
Kirishima gets some really good stuff to do this
That's
season.
good. I'm glad. I've been wanting more from him for a while. So it looks like I'll finally be getting my wish on that one, and that has me excited.
Yes. Yeah. I obviously I don't like. I try not to spoil things, but yes, Kirishima fans, perhaps.
Okay, cool. Because I like that kid. And I think the name of the episode is something like Justice Burns Red Like a Rocket or something weird like that, and I'm totally excited to see where it goes.
Kirishima from like very early on, the reason that he's so interesting is first of all, he's just grinning and those fucking shark teeth, and he's got a good attitude about him.
His personality and his design, like when he first showed up, feels like here's the typical Shonen Jump main character.
Yeah.
Like he seems like it's all about grit, manliness, and if you fight hard enough, you're gonna win. Like he feels like the kind of Goku-esque, like I'm a good guy hero man.
And he's just a perfect balance point for Bakugo. Like
Yeah.
there's a reason they get shipped so hard. They like when they start to show like, oh yeah, what's the only guy who can put up with the explosive nature of Bakugo? A guy with literal rock skin. It works. It's so perfect.
Yeah, a guy with thick skin.
A very
Yeah.
dense man needs to hang out with this guy who is mean to all of his friends.
So in the movie, didn't he like pick out clothes for Bakugo
Yes.
and everything? Like,
Oh my God! It's like I
Really,
got
they
your
know
suit
what
for
he's
you, man.
it's yeah, I feel like they gotta know at that point, right?
A little bit. The fact that they're sharing a room, he gets his clothes ready for him. I'm like, you know what? They're definitely
All I'm saying, Bakugo, is you'd look pretty good in this. This
What?
really brings out your shoulders.
Now I'm just imagining a Chippendale outfit. But yeah, no.
It's all about the patterns, Bakugo. Slimming effect.
I'm so psyched. I feel like with every episode, I get more and more excited because we start getting.
Sorry. Omega Leo in the chat said, "I wonder what degree Kirishima can handle a blast from Bakugo." Ooh, you meant
boy.
something, but I read it as something else. Go ahead, continue.
Anyway,
I feel like I've been completely derailed. But yeah, I'm very excited. And I feel like every episode has only gotten me more pumped.
I feel like we're finally starting to getting our wheels moving. Like this felt to me like the last episode of setup, and I feel like now it's gonna be like things are gonna start actually really happening.
I think you're right if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Like
I think you're on the right track.
I will say this. So they're kind of rolling the ball up the hill. Let me tell you though, once that bar starts,
I
it
get
does
the impression
not
that
stop.
once it goes, it's not going to stop, and
No.
that has me so psyched because this show, like when it gets going with its momentum, is when I'm like the most like I'm in. I want to know what's happening. And
Yeah.
like this is I won't lie. This season I think has kind of started pretty slow for me, and I've been kind of like I like it. I still want to watch it, but it's been not a like oh man I can't wait for this week's episode of My Hero. I'm waiting, but I feel like we're kind of getting into territory where that might start happening, and I'm really hopeful for it.
Yeah, you haven't gotten any big action scenes.
Yeah.
You haven't got any big moments of drama yet. But yeah,
We've introduced characters, so I'm really liking. Like I'm getting more and more into Overhaul the more I see him, and I feel like a lot of people have cited him as like one of their favorite villains in a long time. So that has me excited because he seems like a cool character.
also every time I see her, I love Bubble Girl's design. I just love it.
Do we know what her power is?
Bubbles.
Okay.
I'm gonna guess. I love her.
Fair
design.
enough. Guess I shouldn't have asked.
It's such a.
It's a nice design when she's not being tickled in a weird
Yes,
fetish.
Yeah.
yes. Luckily, that was 1.5 episodes, but
I
otherwise,
feel like her under
Not
boob
even
gets
half.
bigger every episode.
it might.
Like I feel like her uniform is riding up and up on her boobs
I-
more and
To
more.
be,
She's-
now, to be fair, it was like 10 minutes of an episode at most, and then at the beginning of the next episode, they cut it off.
Yeah.
But
But yeah, I was just gonna say, yeah, I love I love her design just because everything about it, it's got great angles. It's like, and it's a sexy design. And I believe she's of age, so I have no problems being
I think
like,
she's an official sidekick, so she's
Yeah.
out of high school,
yeah,
presumably.
damn. Like, I love good character design, and when it comes to Bubble Girl, I'm like, I wish you were an actual character in this because, and she was designed by a fan.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, we talked
like,
about that before.
Yeah. Remodeled to fit Horikoshi's style, but
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, so yeah, that's I think that's it for this episode.
Episode, as far as I can remember, was Mineta even in it at all?
Yes.
Was he? Okay.
Asking Midoriya how
yeah.
his work.
That's
Which,
right.
Being the worst as usual.
That's
well,
right. Almost. got it right.
inadvertently this time though, nothing that he did was actually wrong. Like he didn't.
Why
kin-
even ask that question?
kind of-
Oh well, I mean, he was asking if there were any hot girls. Okay.
Yeah, it's like shut up. Can you ask about anything?
I did
else?
see one girl during my during my work
Oh
day.
no! Oh no! I just thought. Oh no!
Yeah, unfortunately,
Which is-
I can't say something.
Oh, I know what you want to say. Don't.
Yeah, no, but like, Mineta sucks. That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
He's easy to hate.
Gotcha.
Anyway, so thank you so much for joining us for this episode. And definitely tune in next Monday where we come back and we get some of that hot red rocket action. So thank you both. No, I'm.
He knows what he said.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Good night, everybody.
Oh, stay tuned.
Oh.
Oh yeah. So stay tuned. We're gonna cut this. We're also going to do a impromptu, and I say impromptu as in he brought it up yesterday. I said, why not?
And I haven't seen the thing in subject.
Yes.
Or in subject, so I will not be there.
a review of the first episode of season 4 of the smartest television show
do
ever
we have
made.
to have an IQ to watch this
Yes.
review?
Yeah. No.
You have to have an IQ. Just
Okay.
pick
yeah.
one.
Okay.
Yeah. And we're gonna review the first episode of season 4 of Rick and Morty.
Yes, we were gonna
Oh!
do that
Well, okay.
because we have things to say.
Yeah.
Well, stay tuned for that, everybody. But for now, we'll see you later.
Bye. Go away.
Sayonara.